Welcome to the channel of Visit Transylvania Travel. I'm in Alba Iulia, one of the most important Romanian cities and one of the most important Vauban citadels from Transylvania and from Romania, of course. I will start to tell you briefly the history of the Romanians and the history of Romania, which is a very long one. It covers the last 6,000 years of civilization, and I will try to make it briefly in the next maximum 10 minutes to understand a little bit the things which I will try to tell you about this city in this video. So, as I told you, the history of the Romanians is started 6,000 years ago, more precisely in the new age of stone, where here we developed the first important civilization of Europe called Cucuteni Ariuști. It's a culture defined by the fact that first of all the pottery was cooked at 800 degrees Celsius into the oven, was decorated with decorations very similar with the ones from a Chinese culture which was developing in the same period. Certainly the Chinese influenced our new age of stone people because they were much more advanced than us. And another characteristic of this culture is the fact that they was building villages similar with ours, with houses, intersections, roads, all of this. And because of the archaeological discoveries which happened in this in the territories owned by this culture, by this civilization, apparently they was knowing the wheel, because was discovered small statues of made by clay, by ceramic, of carts, of course, with wheels. After this civilization, in the second age of iron, we have the civilization of the Thracians, spread in between the Marmaric Sea near Turkey and the Straits, Bosphorus and Dardanelles. And those Thracians had covering all that area up north to our territories, to Dacia. Dacia, it's the name of Romania in the antiquity, and it was a territory similar with of Romania from today, minus Republic of Moldova, which was conquered by the Soviets in the 40s. So this Dacia was inhabited by the Dacians, which are our direct ancestors, and they were the northern branch of the Thracians. Those Thracians participating to the Troy War, and after the war they are going by their boats to the south of Italy, when they are combining with the indigents, not Italians, not Romans, nothing else, simply indigents. And because the Thracians had a superior civilization, they transmitted to those indigents including elements of their language. These elements of the Thracian language apparently was stayed at the basic of the Latin language. So in the year 101 after Christ, when the Emperor Trajan of the Roman Empire decided to conquer Dacia, the country of our ancestors, he actually is saying that he's going to fight against his relatives, and the Latin historian Dio Cassius, it says the same, because they knew that the Dacians and the Romans were somehow related, because the Thracians were the northern branch of the Thracians, which I've told you the story previously. So the fact is that the Latin language, the vulgar Latin, the Latin spoke by the people, it was very similar with the language of the Dacians. So that's why the Romans and the Dacians were speaking without translator. After that, we have two wars between the first one between 101 and 102. The second one 103, 105, 106. And after these wars, the Roman Empire will conquer the western side of Dacia, so the western side of the actual Romania. They stayed here for about 164 years, time enough to Latinize the conquered Dacian population, which adopted very fast the Latin language. After 164 years, it was happened that it starts the period of migrations. I'm speaking about the populations coming from Asia, from Middle Orient, like the Avars, the Longobards, the Cumans, the Hungarians, the Slavs, and many other populations, the Avars. All those guys are coming here to attack the mighty Roman Empire and to steal from it, of course. Because the frontier, the eastern frontier of the Roman Empire was here in Dacia, was crossing over big rivers, big valleys between the mountains, high mountains, hills, huge forests, which was covering about 85% from the territory of Dacia from those times. They decided to pull back into the south of the Danube, which was offering them a natural frontier between them and these migrators, very good warriors. And they left behind a population which was not Dacian, not Romans, and not Romanians yet, but a mixture between the Romans and the Dacians that we call Dacian Romans. As a very interesting fact, it's that those people were agricultors and shepherds. So because they couldn't fight against of those invaders, they was retreat on the top of the mountains, living there for the next 8 centuries and cooperating with those migrators, giving them food in exchange of defense and to be left alone, to be honest. So in these conditions, we doesn't have many written informations about the Romanians, because the Romanian nation and the Romanian language is born between the 3rd and the 5th century, the 3rd and the 5th century after Christ. And during of this period of time, the Dacian Romans are Christianized by Apostle Andrew. So in the moment when the Romanian nation was born, it was born already Christianized, which is a unique fact in this world. So after 800 years, they are discovered by the Hungarians, which were baptized also Christians, and becoming a kingdom. They are under the control of the Pope from Rome. So that's why they will start to conquer this territory of Transylvania, which they found it as the Romans 8 centuries before very rich. We had then, and we still have, mountains of salt, mines of gold, mines of silver. So a lot of richness, a lot of things. The fact is that they will start to speak about this new conquered territory in using the Latin language, as I said, because it was the official language of the future Catholic Church. And they were starting to wrote in their documents about Terra Trans Silva, which was meaning the country beyond the forests. As I told you, Romania and Transylvania was covered by forests in about 85%. And from this Trans Silva, it's coming the actual name of Transylvania, actually. So this was the way then the name appeared. Before starting to tell you about this beautiful church that you can see it of a couple of minutes in front of you, I will try to tell you how was happened this conquest of Transylvania. For this
reason, we have the name of Transylvania today.
Listen to me, the things just happening like this.
After this moment, the Hungarians decided to conquer Transylvania as the Romans many years before. So they have done this in a very heavy way, I can say, because it took about 200 years to conquer Transylvania from the Romanians, as we can read into the chronicles of Notary Anonymous from the court of the King Bela IV, or from of another respected historians of the Hungarians like Kővári László or Székely Sándor or Antonio Bonfini, the historian of King Matthias of Hungary. So after this moment, we have the next step is the formation formation of the Romanian states, which the first one formatted was Transylvania, as I said, being conquered by the Hungarian kingdom. The second one was formed in the moment when the Romanians from Transylvania, as I told you, after the conquest of the Hungarians, they are losing all their social, military and political rights. They becoming tolerated in their own country because the Hungarian king doesn't recognize the Romanians as a nation in their own country. As I said, he recognized as a nations only the Germans, the Czechs and the Hungarians as nations, because he brought in here Germans to colonize the southeast of Transylvania, because the Germans were very good merchandisers, and he need merchandisers and artisans here in Transylvania to raise a little bit the economy of the province. So for this reason, we'll have those three nations living together with us. So as I said, because the Romanians are losing all their rights, some of them are forced to leave from here to live some other parts of Romania, of the Romanian territory, and one of them it's a Romanian prince, which in 1365 Bogdan I will cross the Oriental Carpathians to Moldova. And when I speak about Moldova, I speak the medieval state of Moldova, which was formed from what do you know today as Republic of Moldova, former Romanian territory stolen from us by the Soviets, and the other half of Moldova, which is fortunately between our frontiers. So he was founded in 1365, the feudal state of Moldova, uniting all the Romanian leaders which was living there around him. And then in 1291, a Cuman prince, the Cumans were a population, a migrating population, which was living in Transylvania, where they came in 1241 to defend in front of the Mongol invasion of the sons of Genghis Khan. One of their leaders in 1291 crossed the Carpathians the meridional Carpathians in Wallachia, the south of Romania from today. Wallachia, it means the country of a nation which speaks the Latin language. It came from an old German word, Wallen, transformed by the Slavs from Wallen to Vlachen and Walachen, and nominating in this way all the Latin populations, including us. So this Cuman prince crossed the Carpathians into the south in Wallachia, as I said, and he's starting to organize the Romanians, which he will find there, organized in countries. He unite them around of him. He became, he's elected as primus inter pares, which means the first between the equals, and he became their ruler, putting the foundation of Wallachia as a country. What else can I say is the fact that after the formation of those three Romanian countries, we have a very long evolution and a very large importance for the defense of the European continent in front of the danger represented by the Ottoman Empire, because the Ottomans, to attack Vienna or to cross the Adriatic Sea in Italy, they need peace on their northern border, which was meaning Romania and Hungary, because in 1395 the Ottoman Empire will conquer Bulgaria and Serbia from today, becoming our neighbor into the south of the Danube. So all our medieval history was a continuous fight for the against the Ottomans, and was a continuous fight to get united into the same frontier as we used to be in Dacia and during of the Roman Empire. And the first moment when we'll get united between the same frontier will be in 1600, when Michael the Brave, a Wallachian ruler, a Romanian ruler from Wallachia, will unite all the Romanians from those three provinces, Wallachia, Transylvania and Moldova, into a single state. for only 1 year, and he made this union here in Alba Iulia. That's why Alba Iulia it's called also the city of the Union, because the first union of the Romanians was made here by Michael the Brave. I jumped already over the period of the Crusades, over the period of this fight against the Ottomans, and you will be able to find it on the same channel of Visit Transylvania, looking for the playlist called Romanian Travel Vlog, and there on the stories from the Feldioara fortress, you will find and you will hear all the stories about our fights against the Ottoman Empire. And in the movie, in the video, realized one of them, because I have three, I think. On Dracula's castle, you will hear all the stories about Vlad the Impaler and his period. So coming back to Michael the Brave, after the conquest, after the union from 1600, he was assassinated. Everything was tearing apart, and here this church that you can see it for a while is the one built between 1921 and 1922 to be the place for the coronation of King Ferdinand I, a German king from the Hohenzollern-Sigmaringen dynasty, and his wife, Queen Mary, the niece of Queen Victoria and the cousin of the Tsar of Russia. She was also our queen, our beloved Queen Mary, married with Ferdinand I. They was crowned in this church as the king of the whole Romanians in November 1922, after the finish of the Great War. After the end of this Great War, Romania was finally made it. We finally was get together between the same frontiers after a break of about 2000 years, because after this Great War, Transylvania was finally liberated from under the Hungarian dominance and occupation, and we stayed together as we are now. I will enter for a couple of seconds in this church to see a little bit the paintings and the architecture, and I will not speak too loud. Is the iconostasis in front of you, what you can see, which carry the most important icons in the church. The chandelier imitates a crown, and up on the ceiling you can see the icon of Jesus Christ Pantocrator. Part of the icons representing the military saints, Virgin Mary with baby Jesus, and on the both sides of the door, on the left King Ferdinand and on the right Queen Mary. I will come closer to see the King Ferdinand and Queen Mary here. And of course, getting out, you will see here on the left side the image of Michael the Brave, the one which united the Romanians in 1600. Okay. Now I will go towards another important place. Is the Roman Catholic Church, which was built in the year 1009 after Christ, and it was built like this and ended in 1452. It was extended in many other periods to become larger, and inside of it, it's buried one of the heroes of the Christianity from the medieval Europe, a Romanian, a genuine Romanian, Ianco of Hunedoara, or Ioan de Hunedoara, adopted by the Hungarian aristocracy under the name of Unia de János. His family doesn't want to lose the rights, so they adopted the Hungarian language and Catholic faith, and that's why I said that he was adopted by the Hungarian nobility. But before to go there and talk about his personality and his important acts, I want to show you for the first time a part of the walls and of the ditches of defense of this beautiful and large Vauban fortress. And here it's a tank wheel which have on it, you can see some bodies of some people. It's considered to be a Soviet tank wheel which crushed the bodies of the Romanians and of the free people, as another cartwheel was crushed the bones and the body of the Romanian heroes Horea, Cloșca and Crișan here in Alba Iulia, but I will speak about this at the end of our tour. Now I will continue to the Roman Catholic Cathedral, telling you about Iancu Hunedoara. He was a great leader of the Christians. He defeated the Turks in many times, and in the end, before his death, which was happened in August 1456 by plague near Belgrade, Serbia, in the village of Zemun, he was killed by the plague there, as I said, but only after the moment when he liberated the city of Belgrade under the occupation of the Ottoman Empire, led by the fresh conqueror of Constantinople, Mohammed II, with only 3 years before, in 1453, was conquered the capital of the East Roman Empire. We'll enter into the cathedral. Near it, you can see one of the palaces of the princes of Transylvania, from here, from Alba Iulia, where they were living. And this is one of the most beautiful gates, very beautiful, decorated, of the entrance into the Habsburg city. Inside of the church, I will show you the sarcophagus of Ioan de Hunedoara, of Iancu Hunedoara, the Romanian ruler of Transylvania, and the father of the most important Hungarian king from the 15th century, King Matthias. Also, above the entrance, you can see the statues of one of the saints Hungarian kings, King Stephen I, and the saint Ludovic I, and all the other important kings. And as you can see, I think I can hear the organ, which is not a very big one, have around 3000 tubes, but very rarely you can see it singing. Here in front of this church, under this grass, it used to be the cemetery of this church from here, from Alba Iulia. I know because I saw it 15 years ago when they dug to rediscover it, and I was able to see the bones. I will try to enter into into the church. You will see on the right side of it the sarcophagus of Iancu Hunedoara, and I will show you all the other things, and we'll listen together the organ. This is the sarcophagus of Iancu Hunedoara with his face. For the fact that he was liberated Belgrade in 1456, the bells of the Catholic churches are ringing every day at noon in the honor of his act. He's buried here between his brothers. The statue over the sarcophagus was destroyed in the passing of the times because of his enemies and because of their intervention in here. I will go to see the rest of this beautiful Gothic church from Alba Iulia. And I want to show you the couple of tombstones which was still existing in here. This is the pulpit, and this is the organ, which is singing so beautiful with its 3,000 tubes. This is the altar, which is Gothic and was built and added much later, around in the 15th century. The church is Romanic, but the altar is Gothic. And here you will see a couple of the tombstones, which was actually placed on the ground. And here we have two very important sarcophagus of the church. The one from the center belongs to Ioan Zapoia, one of the governors of Transylvania, as a principate, as an independent principate, because in 1526 the Hungarian kingdom destroyed at Mohacs by the Turks, leadered by Soleiman the Magnificent. Their king is killed in battle, the Hungarian king, and then starts a very long period of time of fights for the throne of Hungary. And this Ioan Zapoia was one of the winners. And near him, it's sleeping the eternal sleep, his mother, Isabella Jagiellon, which was one of the most important people which participate to the construction of this beautiful city of Alba Iulia and of the Prince's Palace from here, together with her son here, which lays down into the church. So two very important characters, Isabel of Jagiellon and Ioan Zapoia. And from here, we'll get out from the church, and I will go with you to show you the route of the three fortifications, as it is called, and where you will be able to see and to explore much better the Roman fortification, the medieval fortification, and of course the last fortification, the Vauban, built by the Austrians. I will end this first part of the tour exactly as I was started, in the place where is the statue of Michael the Brave, the first unifier of the whole Romanians, as I told you. And he was, because he made that union in here, in Alba Iulia, he had this statue in here. Also, I will show you one of the places where this is the statue of one of the Catholic monks together with the children. And I will show you this building, which you can see it already to the left, which used to be the casino, the casino of the Habsburg army here in Alba Iulia. Now it's the history museum of the city, one of the best museums that we have in Romania. And on the other side of it, it's the Union Hall, another old building which was used by the Romanians as a hall where they signed the union between Transylvania and Romania in 1916. In 1918, on December 1st, which December 1st, it's now the National Day of Romania, celebrating the union of Transylvania with Romania, and actually the ending of the process of reuniting the whole Romanians into a single state. This is the whole of the union, with the statues of the important people which signed it then in 1918. And I will end with the statue of Michael the Brave. And in the back of it is the Palace of the Princes, where he was stayed for a while here in Alba Iulia. And the Palace of the Princes I recommend you to come and visit it because it's very, very beautiful. From here, saluting this gentleman made by bronze and his lady, I will hurry to the route of the three fortifications to show you what it means a Vauban fortress as architecture, and to tell you the story of the rebellion of the Romanians from 1784 and how our heroes was executed by the cart wheel. Saying this, I will be in a hurry to the route of the three fortifications, and don't go anyway. Wait for me to retake the filming from that place. The route of the three fortifications is in the direction where you can see the trees. Now here we are on the route of the tree fortification, as I told you it was called. This is the gate of the former fortress of the Romans, built here in Alba Iulia. As you can see, the level difference between our levels of stepping to the level of stepping from 2000 years ago, it's for about 2.5 meters, 3 meters. That because the city was growing on the ruins of the constructions and of the garbage, I can say. So you can see the level difference between where I am right now. It was the stepping level of 2000 years ago, on the times of the Romans, up on the top of the stairs. On the top of the stairs, it's the stepping level of our times. And now I will enter to see a little bit the fortifications of the Vauban fortress, built in here by the Austrians. It's a very well fortified fortification, as I said. So actually, it consists in the fact that they built behind the walls, which had about 8-9 meters high, as you will see immediately. They built large platforms of stone and dirt, which was making actually the walls unbreakable, because not any cannonballs was able to destroy it. Such a thick platform built behind the walls. And now I will go up on a place where you will be able to see the walls, as I mentioned it till now, to have an idea how they were built and how the system of this fortification was built. It had a star shape to be able to defend into the bastions. So here I'm on one of the platforms. You can see in front of you one of the bastions, which had on it the cannons, and on the back, on the second plan, you can see the bridge which connect this part where we are right now, near the artillery platform. You can see behind the walls where I am is this huge platform, and you can see also the gate of the Roman fortress over there. And this bridge was going to the bastion San Francisco de Paola, which was in front of it, and on that bastion was another cannons to shoot into the enemy. And look how thick they are and how high the walls where I'm sitting right now on the top. So as you can imagine, it was impossible to conquer something like this. And from here, so to recap a little bit, you saw here the gate of the first fortress, which was here, the Roman fortress. You can see all around of you all the third fortress, which is the Vauban fortress built by the Austrians. And now I will show you remain from the second fortress, that's so-called the Germans bastion, built by bricks. It was one of the two exterior bastions which was built to this medieval fortress. And you can see inside of the construction some white parts, which are white parts because it's the white stone used for the construction of the first Roman fortress. Reason for the Romanians to call this fortress, this city, Belgrade, which came from the Slavic word Belgorod, meaning the white city. So for this reason, we have the first explanation of the word Alba, which it means white, and then the Hungarians call this city Gyulafehérvár, which can be translated approximately the city of Juliu or the city of July. And the Habsburgs, they came at the end and they called the city Alba Carolina in the memory of their emperor Carol IV. And at the end, the Romanians made a compilation saying Alba Iulia, so the white July. Here on the top of this German bastion from the medieval fortress, you can see some cannons which was designed to hit the artillery of the enemy because they could shoot for a long distance. And here you have another cannons which with very thick places to shoot with very thick cannons. Those was designed to shoot into the infantry corps of the enemy, which was attacking the city, because they had very large, very big cannonballs, which could destroy very efficiently the infantry of the enemy. And of course they had inside of the medieval fortress a small prison, which also was used as a torture chamber in the same time. And I will show it to you very fast. This was the ditch in front of the bastion of the Germans from the medieval fortress. It was pretty deep, doesn't have water inside. It wasn't necessary, to be honest, because for such a deep ditch it was enough to keep the enemy away. Here you can see the map of the fortress. So we are here where the circle is, the bastion of the former medieval fortress. We entered by here, where it used to be the gate of the Roman fortress, which was pretty much here inside of this red square formed by houses. And all the other bastions, like the one from here, we were previously here up on the wall, and here on this direction it was the bridge that you saw it before. And we'll go to see pretty much the whole fortress, including this Roman Catholic Church. Now let's go inside to see a little bit the prison. It's pretty dark in here because it's in the inside of the wall. You see how thick it is, and I hope that here we can see something. There is no such light in here, which it means that I can't show you the torture chamber. Even that I will try to make some light. And Fiat lux, let's be light. I turn on the light so you can see the prison and the torture chamber in the same time, which was equipped with everything they need. Sometimes the pleasure of people for tormenting another human beings, for me it's amazing by its cruelty. Okay, let's step forward. We are come back on the light and on the heat of this end of July, and we are going to the to one of the gates of this fortress. Here it's another monument which is extremely important for us. As I told you, Transylvania was under the Hungarian kingdom occupation, and then under the occupation of the Habsburgs for about 8 centuries. And during of these centuries, the Romanian tried all the time to organize rebellions to liberate themselves and their territory by the occupation of the Hungarians. And in the end of the 18th century, one of them organized a rebellion. The name of their leaders, it was Horea, Kloșca, and Crișan. Of course, the rebellion was defeated finally by the Habsburgs. They were captured by treason and they were executed by a cartwheel here in Alba Iulia. It was a very painful and barbaric procedure, if you ask me. The victim was laid on the ground, and with a cartwheel they crushed every bone from her body till death. After they executed the Romanian leaders of the rebellion this way, the civilized Austrians from 1784 butchered their bodies in 3 parts each one, and they hanged the body parts on the crossroads to warn all the other Romanians to not start any other rebellion against them. This was made, as I said, the civilized Austrians, Habsburgs, in the 18th century, in the second half. So not too far away from now. In the memory of their sacrifice, the Romanian heroes received this obelisk that you can see right in front of you. And here in this area, it's another connection with the history of Romania. You can see this bastion called Capistrano Bastion, which had like a small bridge covered by a roof in front of you over the ditch of the fortress. Inside of that bastion, it's now a restaurant, Pub 13, it's the name. It's a medieval restaurant, very good, very beautiful. And in the same time, it is built exactly on the place where it used to be during of the medieval fortress. The Barbicane, the main gate fortification of that medieval fortress of Belgrade, as the Romanians call it, where Michael the Brave entered in 1599 to do the union of the whole Romanians in a single state, unfortunately for only 1 year, because as I told you before, he was murdered with the approval of the Habsburg Emperor Rudolf II, which doesn't want to escape from his close Transylvania, which was a very rich territory on that time. And escaping the control over Transylvania, he was escaping the control over Wallachia and Moldova, which was another 2 important countries for him. On the top of this gate, you can see the statue of Carol IV, the Habsburg Emperor, which fought against the Turks after the siege of Vienna from 1683. It was a series of wars, Austrian, Turkish and Russian wars, and he is represented on the top of this gate, surrounded by Turkish prisoners. It's important, that gate, because inside of it, it was kept Horea, one of the leaders of that rebellion of the Romanians, which was executed with a cartwheel, as I told you before. And we are closing to the end of our tour here in Alba Iulia, which I hope you like it. I will go there to see the room where he was kept and a little bit the city from on the other side, that the one that we use it to come here. And this was the story of Alba Iulia, the city of Union, from the heart of Romania, from Transylvania. And if you like it, the story, if you learn something new from it, I'm glad, because this was the purpose actually. And if you like it, as I said, give it a like on YouTube, and to be able to arrive to as many people as possible, and subscribe to our channel, Visit Transylvania, on YouTube. Check the playlist called Romania Travel Vlog, because we have many other videos like this about Dracula's Castle, about Brașov, about Sibiu, about Cluj-Napoca. So you can see many other films about Romania, films which maybe will determine you to come and visit Romania here, and in this direction you can use our website, our travel agency website, visittransylvania.ro, to come in here and to book a tour with us. This was the room where Horea was kept, on this wood table. This is a bust of the Romanian hero and a small information and a picture about him. With all of this, I will thank you for following me in this tour through the city of Union, Alba Iulia, here in Transylvania, Romania. I wish you all my best. I invite you to see all the other videos on our channel, Visit Transylvania, from here, and we'll wait you as soon as possible to book a tour with us to come to Romania. I wish you all my best, health, and good ways wherever you will go. Thank you very much.